Okay, so I need to get something off my chest. For the longest time, I genuinely hated electric cars. Like, actually hated them. Every time someone brought up a Tesla, I would roll my eyes. No engine sound, no gear shifts, no smell of fuel. What even is that? To me, a real car had to have an engine that you could feel in your chest. Something that made noise. Something that felt alive. Electric cars felt like appliances, like a refrigerator that could drive. So I dismissed them completely. Told anyone who would listen that they were boring and soulless, and that real car people would never accept them. And then I actually started paying attention. And slowly, painfully slowly, I had to admit something. I was wrong. Dead wrong. And today I am going to tell you exactly what changed my mind. Because honestly, it surprised even me. The first time I really stopped and paid attention was when I saw a Tesla Model S Plaid do 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds. 2 seconds. I thought it was a joke at first. I genuinely thought someone had edited the footage, so I looked it up properly. 1.99 seconds. That is quicker than a Bugatti Chiron, quicker than a Lamborghini Aventador, quicker than cars that cost 10 times as much. And it did all of that in complete silence. No drama, no noise, just gone. See, the thing about electric motors that I never appreciated before is that they make full power the instant you press the pedal. There is no waiting for revs to build, no turbo to spool up, just immediate violent thrust. A combustion engine physically cannot do that. And when I finally accepted that, I felt a little stupid for dismissing it for so long. Now look, I am not going to pretend the sound thing does not matter, because it does. If you have ever heard a Ferrari V12 at full throttle or stood next to a Hellcat when the driver buries the throttle, you know exactly what I mean. That sound does something to you. It is emotional in a way that is almost impossible to explain to someone who has not experienced it. So I am not saying electric cars sound better. They do not. They are quiet, sometimes uncomfortably quiet. But here's the thing I got wrong. I assumed that without the sound there could be no emotion. No connection. And that is just not true. When you are in a Porsche Taycan pushing hard through a corner and that instant torque is just pinning you to the seat, you feel something. It is different from a combustion car, but it is still real. I was wrong to think that sound was the only a car could make you feel something. For years, the luxury argument against electric cars was easy to make. You look at something like the original Nissan Leaf and you understand why nobody took electric cars seriously. It was genuinely one of the ugliest cars ever made. It looked like it was designed by someone who had never actually seen a car before. But then Rolls-Royce went and released the Spectre, a fully electric Rolls-Royce. And I had to sit with that for a minute, because the thing is, the silence of an electric motor actually makes a Rolls-Royce more of a Rolls-Royce. No vibration, no engine noise bleeding into the cabin, just this eerie, perfect quietness that makes you feel like you are floating. And then Mercedes dropped the EQS with that insane 56-inch dashboard screen, and I started to realize something. Electric technology does not ruin luxury. In a lot of ways, it enhances it. The most prestigious car brands in the world figured that out before I did. This was always my strongest argument. What happens when the battery dies and you are stuck somewhere with no charger? Back in the early days, that was a legitimate concern. Early electric cars had maybe 80 miles of range on a good day. In the cold, they were even worse. You could not take them on a long road trip without planning your entire route around charging stations. That was a real problem, and I used it as my main reason for dismissing electric cars entirely. But here's the thing. That was years ago. The Tesla Model S long range now does over 400 miles on a single charge. The Lucid Air does 516 miles. 516 miles. And when you need to charge a Tesla supercharger, can give you 200 miles of range in about 15 minutes. The average person drives around 37 miles a day. So the range problem that I kept talking about, it is basically solved. I was arguing against a problem that engineers had already fixed while I was not paying attention. This is the one that really got me. I was so convinced that electric cars would feel numb and disconnected, like driving something that did not care whether you were having fun or not. I thought the whole experience would feel artificial, fake, like a video game pretending to be a car. Then people started talking about the Rimac Nevera, 0 to 60 in 1.74 seconds, 114 horsepower, 258 miles per hour top speed, all electric. I watched footage of it destroying Ferraris and Lamborghinis on a track, and I genuinely did not want to believe it. But the numbers do not lie. And it is not just the straight line speed. Electric cars sit lower to the ground because of the battery pack in the floor. That gives them a center of gravity that combustion cars simply cannot match. The handling on something like a Porsche Taycan is genuinely remarkable. I was wrong about the driving experience. It is not worse, it is just different. So here's where I actually stand now. I was wrong about electric cars. Not because someone convinced me with an argument about the environment or saving the planet, but because the cars themselves eventually made the argument better than any person could. They are faster than I thought, more refined than I thought, more capable than I thought, and they are only getting better. Does that mean I think combustion engines are finished? No. Honestly, no. There is something about a naturally aspirated engine screaming toward redline or the burble of a V8 at idle that electric cars have not replaced and maybe never will. That feeling is real, and it matters to people like me. But the idea that electric cars are not serious, that they are toys for people who do not understand real cars, I cannot defend that anymore because it was never actually true. I just was not ready to admit it. Anyway, what do you think? Are you team electric, or are you holding on to combustion until the very end? Let me know in the comments. And subscribe to Rev Society if you want more honest car content.